Hey guys, it's Jen and Kurt. We are doing the 30 random facts tag. We've got about 10 for Kurt and 10 for me and about 10 for the both of us. I just blanked. It's late.
We'll start with the 10 for both of us.
Alright. We are both the fourth child out of 6 kids in our family. So we have the same birth order. Yep. I guess.
Next one is we have moved 8 times in our 12 years of marriage.
It's a lot of moving. We've both lived in 2 countries. I have lived in Canada and the United States.
And I've lived in Russia and the United States. There is a 7-year age difference between the 2 of us.
Want to guess which one is older? It's hard to tell. He does not look his age. Okay, so Kurt is the outgoing extrovert, and I am the introvert. He's the people person. I don't really like people all that much. I like him, but they're not that great, right?
Yeah. We like to make soap together. Started, what was it, about 5 years ago?
Yeah, something like that.
And we do it quite often now, so.
And it's good soap. It's not like pathetic, crappy soap. It's like really good soap. People really like our soap. We used to have a crafting business together when our oldest, who is now 10 and a half, was like a little toddler. I'd knit things and crochet things, and Kurt sewed because I can't do that and he can. We made like blankets and burp cloths and cloth wipes and all kinds of stuff.
Diaper covers and fun things. Jen is the bookworm of the 2 of us, and I am more techie.
I love books.
She probably reads more in a month than I would in a whole year. I just
possibly
don't love reading.
In a week.
Possibly in a week, yeah.
And I don't love technology. I don't upgrade my phone until I have to. I don't upgrade my computer until it's literally like not working anymore. We never went out on a date before we got married. And we still don't really go on dates. We hung out together a lot. We'd just hang out, but we never actually like went on a date. Ever.
I tried.
He did try.
But
he'd invite me to like movies, and I'd be like, I don't really like going to movies. He'd be like, okay, I'll just come hang out and
stay and watch a movie inside the house. So, we are LDS or Mormon.
And our religion is a really big part of
our
lives and who we are and what we do, and so I feel like that it's just kind of a big part of us.
Yep.
Alright, these are mine. Okay, I didn't have a name for a week. My parents wanted to name me Ashley, and when I was born they didn't think that fit, and so I just I didn't have a name for a week. I went to my well baby checkup at a week, and the nurse said, you have to name her, and that night my mom said, in the morning you better have a name, and so the next morning my dad decided on Jennifer, because it was mid-80s, and I guess he just heard it a lot, I don't know. I stepped in dog poop on our wedding day. We were in a hurry, we were going to be late. I went to give my little sister a hug. She was sick and couldn't come, was on the couch, and on the rug in my parents' living room, the dog had a massive poo. It was like huge and gross, and I stepped right in it. It got on my pants, and it was my only pair of jeans, so I had to go wash my foot off in the sink and then wear a pair of my mom's gray sweatpants to my wedding, which wasn't the worst thing that happened that day, probably.
Ouch.
Our marriage was not the worst thing. Our reception was not good. So I have quite a lot of experience with different types of schooling. I have gone to a private Christian school. I have been homeschooled. I've done unschooling. I have done public school. I've done, I don't know if I already said online, and I've done distance learning where the school would videotape the classes that week, and they'd mail us the tape and the pages we were supposed to work on. So we'd watch the tape and we'd do our work pages, and then we'd send it all back to them. we didn't do that for very long. It didn't work right. So lots of experience, and then I quit all school when I was 15, and I just worked for my parents' businesses. They each had a business. And then when I was 18, I got my GED because my parents really wanted me to. So I have a lot of experience with school. My favorite movie is Stardust. I'm not going to go into all the reasons why, but it's my favorite movie. My nickname as a kid, one of them was Dr. Dolittle because I loved animals and I was really good with them. I had a chicken that would ride on my shoulder like a pirate's parrot as I went around the yard. I once stood in front of my dad's gun. He was going to dispatch a rooster, and I did not like this, and so I ran outside and stood in front of his gun, and the rooster, oddly enough, ran behind my legs and hid. And I looked down, and the rooster was just poking his head out, staring at my dad, and my dad got really mad, and he yelled at me to go inside, and I wouldn't listen, and normally I would not have been that brave, but I was protecting a chicken. So I really liked animals. I wasn't afraid of them. If there's a stray dog in the yard, I just went right out up to it, and my mom was always freaked out I was going to get bit. So, Dr. Dolittle. My mom founded a national charity when I was a kid. It's called Newborns in Need. They are still around. For health reasons, she had to step down years ago as the acting president. And she found someone to turn it over to that she felt could do a good job. But, I mean, my family, as a family, we ran it for a really long time. I remember making donations for babies in the middle of the night that, you know, they came in, the girl came into the hospital, had a baby, didn't have anything, the nurses would call my mom and we'd go get a donation of baby stuff together and take it in. It was really cool. I always know the gender of our babies super early, by like 8 or 9 weeks or so, something like that. I usually just have a feeling that that's what they are, boy or girl. And I have never been wrong. And he always still waits for the ultrasound. He's always like, well, you could be wrong this time. So we do the ultrasound, and the last time it was a birthing center, and the midwife is like, so, any ideas? I'm like, it's a boy. She's like, oh, you're sure? I said, I always know, and I'm not wrong. And Kurt's like, well, you know, she could be wrong. Let's just wait for the ultrasound. And the midwife actually chewed him out a little bit. She's like, really? She's never been wrong and you don't trust her? But he needs that ultrasound to tell him for sure.
Yep.
And that's okay. My horse bit my car one time. It was a red Ford Escape, and we were out in the pasture, and the horse, she came over and she just bit it. She bit the hood. There were like scrape marks from her teeth and a little dent. I don't know what she was thinking, but she bit my car. Sadly, the horse is passed on now, and the car was totaled. So neither one of them are still around. I'm the only child in my family born in the United States. I was born in California, and all of my other siblings were born in Canada. And then my last one is, I love macaroni and cheese, and I could eat it every single day. Stovetop or baked, I just love it. It's super, super good. It's so good. It's like, that's my comfort food. I'll go to mac and cheese before chocolate a lot of the time if we have it in the house. I love it so much.
Okay, for mine, my first one is, I lived in the same house from birth till 19.
And his parents still live
And my
there.
parents still live there. Second fact, I served an LDS mission in Moscow, Russia, and in Rochester, New York. I started out in Moscow, Russia, and got sick. I lost about 40 pounds in 1 month, and they said I was not going to get better there, and so I came home for a few months, and then was called back out to Rochester, New York, where I was able to actually teach some Russians that happened to be over in that area. I broke my arm jump roping with a tow rope at a family reunion. Had an adult on each end of the tow rope, and we were swinging it, and they I say high wired it, and it caught my foot, and I flung through the air. I was 6th, 7th grade, and landed on my arm and broke it. I helped each morning from the age of 5 till I was 19 on a family paper route. We had 3 different routes that we did. I played soccer from the age of 5.
And his whole family.
And my whole family, we've all played soccer.
All of his siblings played soccer.
I worked at Taco Bell through high school, along with 2 of my older brothers and 1 younger brother. We all worked at Taco Bell. It was a job that they actually gave us Sundays off. Said we didn't have to work Sundays, and so we jumped at it. It wasn't a classy job, but like I said, it provided us money, but also made it a job that I could do as a youth that didn't require that I worked on Sundays. So I'm an Eagle Scout. I dislocated my knee and popped it back in on my own. I was playing soccer in the rain at a friend's in their front yard. I was playing in night slippers, just kind of goofing around, and slipped and looked down and noticed my kneecap on the side of my leg, and I popped it back in. And in third grade, my teacher, she often, well, a lot of my teachers in elementary school would put me next to their desk because I'd get in trouble for being too chatty. And my third grade teacher called my parents in and complained that she could not have me next to her desk anymore because she would catch herself talking to me when it was time to do class work instead of doing what she needed to do. And then I also once had a teacher apologize to me in the middle of her class. We were watching a video and I decided to just lay down on the floor and go to sleep. And she happened to walk by and accidentally stepped on me, and instead of getting mad at me, she just apologized that she'd woken me up. And
he got away with a lot.
That was my 10th grade. It was a 10th grade history class. So that's
That is our
10 random facts, or 30 random
30
facts.
random facts about us. There's a toddler at the door if you can hear him. So we're going to say goodbye. Hopefully you guys learned something about us that you most likely didn't know before, and hopefully it was somewhat interesting.
Yeah.
Just a little bit. Anyway, we will talk to you guys later. Thanks for watching. Bye.
Bye.